Hi, I'm Remi Bolduc, and I will share with you some ideas about how to practice tunes, focusing mainly on the harmony. I'll start with something really simple. I have a system I teach, and I call it 4-3. So basically, you take any chord of a tune, and this particularly applies well to the two standards that have two fives in it. And you just play the 4th degree and the 3rd of that chord. So over C major, you would be playing F, E. And just play that to the tune. So I'll do it over a simple tune, Solar, because there is a few 2/5s in there. And I'm basically playing the 3rds of every chord. 1, 2, Okay, by doing this idea of 4-3, I'm actually playing the 7th to the 3rd quite often, not all the time. So I find it's kind of a shortcut to say 4-3, and I want to be able to fill in the gaps between those. For instance, 1, 2, Okay, so I was playing notes around the 3rds, and it depends on your level, but sometimes I give an exercise which help some students to find some of the note that would tie those 3rds one to the other. And you basically want to play either scales, arpeggio, or chromatism. Let's start with arpeggio. So what I do when I play the arpeggio, in this case I play 4-3-5-1. So that sounds like this over the first chord. And then I do that to the tune. Sounds like that. 1, 2, Okay, so that helps me to hearing the arpeggios. For the scale, I'll do 4-3-2-1, like this. Sometimes. That's right. 1, 2, And that was with the scale 4-3-2-1. When I played the minor flat 5 chord, I did 4-3-2, and the 2 was a flat 2. And also on the dominant chords that resolve in minor, I would do 4-3-2-1, but the 2 again would be flat 2, would be the flat 9. If I play chromatism, I'll play around the 3rd, so as opposed to do, I might do, or, so chromatism around the 3rds. I can pick one. I'll pick this one when I'm in minor, and in major, and I'll play that to the tune. 1, 2, Sorry, there was a ghost in my house. So that's the chromatism. And then I start to mixing those ideas, mixing them up. The scale, arpeggio, chromatism. And it would sound like this. 1, 2, Now I was resolving a lot on the beats. I'll try the same thing, but I'll do again the thirds, 4/3. But you'll see how I can approach it. Rhythmically. I will not always resolve on the beats. 1, 2, And I'll do that with lines. 1, 2, 1, da. That's it. So that's something I teach sometime. I mean, it's not for everybody to do. I mean, if you hear those type of lines, I don't think you have to go through that process. But it's helpful if you find sometimes difficult to use the scales and how to navigate on the chord progression. There was also little things that I could add here. The fact that when I have a major chord, like say in this tune there is a F major, that lasts 2 bars. I do 4/3, but then because I have a second bar as opposed to repeat it, I'll go 7/6. It would sound like that. From the beginning, it would sound like this. 1, 2, So that's the idea. Now I'll do it over a few tunes, so you hear it. All things you are. I'll take the head, the last A, and then start at the top using those voice leadings. 1, 2, I'll explain a bit what I'm doing. So if I simplify it, I'll just play the 4/3. It would sound like that. Here, over the D flat major, the 4/3 would be G natural and F, because the 4 is actually coming from the preceding chord. In this case, the preceding chord was A flat major 7, so there was a G natural in there. That's why I'm using 4/3, so sharp 4/3. So from the top. For the C major, I have time, so I can do 7/6. C minor. Again, here I'm using the D natural when I'm going to the A flat major, because the chord before was E flat major, so the 4, the next chord would be D natural. Right before the bridge, as opposed to stay on G major for 2 bars, I'll do B minor, E7, so 3/6 to the A minor, will sound like that. That's a bridge. The G major, I have time, so I play 7/6. So to go back, I'll do a 2/5, G minor, 7/5/5, C7 to F minor. Okay, here's the diminished chord. I will talk about it later in another video. I mean, that's a whole video in itself. But let's say I'm spelling the arpeggio in this key of G major. And when I finish a tune in major, as opposed to go for a 3, I do 3/1. So a 2/5 to A flat would sound like this. Then 2/5 back to the top. And that's my voice leading for all things where I'll do it in time. 1, 2, And of course, I can do that. I can do also the exercises that I did before using the scales, the arpeggios, the chromatis. I won't do the whole thing, but I'll just show a little bit. Some of the arpeggios would sound like this. 1, 2, 3. You know, and the scale would sound like this. All right, chromatism. All right. Then I improvise using those thirds. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, I'll do it, but I won't go on the beat as much. 1, 2, ha, 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 ha. That was it over all the things you are. I have other concept. This is a 4/3. I have another one called a 5/9, but I won't do it right away. Maybe a last tune, something like confirmation. It's because there is a bunch of changes in there. 1, 2, ha ha ha. 6. Last time. And at the end 3-1. Now I'm going to improvise over that. I could also do the exercises, but most of the time, I mean, I only have students do the exercises of the arpeggio scales and chromatism if they have difficulty, improvising around the thirds. I would suggest just improvise around the third and see how that goes. If you get confused in the scales and the arpeggios, then it's good to do the 4-3-5-1, 4-3-2-1 exercise. For now, I'm just going to improvise, mostly on the beats. 1, 2, 1. And now I'll do the same thing, but I'll improvise not so much on the beats, but I'm still going to be focusing on the thirds. 1, 2, 1. And that's it. So I hope you enjoyed. So this is a system I call 4-3, and it's useful, to learn chord progressions. I guess as a improviser, if you see a minor or major chord, you should know and hear as a reflex what the third sounds like, considering that the bass is probably playing the root. And I want to be able to develop a vocabulary with 8 notes. I figure the drums are playing, I mean, that's not all they play, but when somebody start playing swings, you might tell them, well, do ding, ding, the ding, ding, the ding on the cymbal, have the hi-hat on 2 and 4. So they have a clear role of what they need to do. And when you have a bass player, you tell them play quarter notes and link the chords, and quarter notes going from a root to another root. And when it comes down to improvisation, it's pretty vague, pretty abstract sometimes. So I guess I would be saying that for improvisation at the beginning, you might want to be able to play 8 notes and focusing on the thirds, going from one third to the other in 8 notes, while the bass is going in quarter note from one root to the other. But of course, you need rest and all this, But it's something that I don't think it's that hard to do for an improviser when you're used to it. I mean, you just play, if I have to play from a third to a third in the chord progression, that's not a big deal. It's something I can do easily. If you can't really find the thirds on the chord, that might be something to focus on. So that's my little video on the 4-3. I hope you enjoyed, and I will do another video on 5-9 later. Take care. Bye-bye.